You buy the best mattress, you track your sleep, you drink endless cups of coffee just to stay focused in your own home. And when you still feel exhausted, you think it's your fault. But what if I told you, the real problem is completely invisible, and you're breathing it in right now? Hi everyone, I'm Vladimir Papush from 21CNC Studio. Meet Project Aura, the smart monitor that finally reveals what's hiding in your air. And right here I just have to pause. Guys, a huge thank you to all the backers on MakerWorld. The project exceeded absolutely all my expectations. Honestly, I'm still pleasantly shocked by your activity. A special thanks to the MakerWorld team for an awesome platform and the opportunity to bring projects of this complexity to life. It's thanks to your trust that I can fully focus on refining Aura and creating new, even more ambitious devices. You are the best. All backers will receive the standard Aura case model for 3D printing. Also, as stretch goals, I've added a wall-mounted case option and 2 more really cool stylish designs that I'll show you in future updates. By the way, all the necessary links to the project, parts and components are already waiting for you in the description below this video. But Aura's main feature is something else. It's a completely open source project. Forget about shady servers, cloud services and mandatory accounts. Your air means your data. The code is open on GitHub and all the information stays right in your home. Here, for comparison, is my very first Aura version 1. I started developing it about a year ago, and here is the device you see now. Thanks to your support and hundreds of comments, the project has come a long way. I've redesigned the architecture, improved stability, and added dozens of useful features that you ask for. I often get asked, what about accuracy? Here's my answer. Inside there are some of the best consumer and industrial grade sensors available. No cheap, no-name clones, only original sensors with official drivers and algorithms from the manufacturers. I know that due to the massive number of backers, some components are temporarily out of stock. But don't worry, I'm keeping my finger on the pulse. In my last update on MakerWorld, I mentioned that I've selected and am actively testing alternative pressure sensors and RTC modules. Moreover, I've confirmed that the main SEN66 module can work directly even without a breakout board. All of this is being done so that each of you can build your Aura as soon as possible. It's quite likely that by the time this video comes out, all alternative wiring diagrams will have already been published and verified. Alright, enough talking. Let's see what Project Aura is really capable of. Let's go. We turn it on, and the first thing that catches your eye is the display. A vibrant 4.3-inch IPS matrix. No fist-sized pixels here. It's a true 800 by 480 resolution with a very responsive capacitive touchscreen. The LVGL library handles the interface. That's why the graphics are so neat and perfectly readable even from a distance. What do we see on the main screen? All the basics: CO2, feeling sleepy and losing concentration. Most likely you just don't have enough fresh air, temperature and humidity. Seems like a classic, but Aura goes further. It calculates absolute humidity, dew point, and even warns you about the risk of mold formation. PM particles, invisible dust, smoke, pollen. Our sensor sees even microscopic PM 0.5 particles. Spoiler, if you have a 3D printer running at home, you absolutely must monitor this. VOCs and NOx. These are volatile organic compounds and nitrogen oxides. The device reacts instantly to household chemicals, new renovation materials, the use of a gas stove, or exhaust fumes from the street. I should specifically mention the optional sensors, for example, formaldehyde. It's emitted from furniture and plastics, so I consider it critically important to monitor. And let's not forget about carbon monoxide. Important point, Aura does not replace a certified fire alarm system, but our sensor doesn't try to guess carbon monoxide from indirect data. It actually sees carbon monoxide molecules in the air, and as a bonus, atmospheric pressure with a trend graph. Weather-sensitive people will definitely appreciate it. How do you make sense of all this variety? Very simple. We have a strict color logic, green, Everything is great. Yellow, pay attention. Red, time to take action. All threshold values aren't just pulled out of thin air. They are based on WHO recommendations and international standards adapted for home living. If any metric shoots up into the red zone, a tooltip will appear right in the header of the interface telling you what to do. Tap on a sensor card and a detailed description opens up. Press the graph button and you get beautiful charts for the last hour, 3 hours, or 24 hours with clear color coding. Everything is intuitive and right at your fingertips. Press the settings button and we enter the settings menu. And this is where the real magic begins. Let's go over the most interesting parts. The language button. Currently 8 languages are available: English, German, Spanish, French, Italian, Portuguese, Dutch, and Chinese. You switch it right here and the translation applies instantly. The web page button. This button opens access to the local web interface. It works both via Wi-Fi and in AP mode. You log in from your phone or PC and see all the metrics in real time without Home Assistant. There's a dashboard, charts for 1, 3, or 24 hours, an event log showing threshold breaches and basic settings. But the best part, you don't need the Arduino IDE or any other special software. The initial firmware is installed directly from your browser via a built-in web installer. Go to the project page, click one button, and in a minute, your Aura is up and running. I'll show all of this in detail in the instructions. The theme color button. The device should be not only useful but also beautiful. Aura has 12 built-in themes that can be changed with a single touch. Tired of one? Pick another, press save and back, and you're done. Want something exclusive? Go to the custom tab via the QR code. There you can customize the background colors, cards, borders, and shadows to match your interior. No third-party servers, everything runs inside your local network. It's these little details that turn a faceless gadget into my personal device. The Wi-Fi and MQTT buttons. Connecting Aura to the network is as intuitive as possible. Turn on access point mode, scan the QR code with your phone, select your home network, and enter the password right on your mobile screen. For smart homes, there's MQTT, scan the QR, or follow the link, set the broker address, base topic, and name. After that, the data updates every 30 seconds. It's really that simple. As a bonus, I'll share the code for my Home Assistant dashboard. You'll just need to insert your sensor IDs, which will take a couple of minutes. The time and date button. Inside Aura, there is a dedicated real-time clock module with a battery. Aura remembers the exact time even when powered off. When connected to Wi-Fi, you select your time zone, and the time automatically synchronizes every 6 hours. Offsets. The Sensirion SEN66 sensor is a high-precision instrument, but inside any case, there's a self-heating factor. I verified the temperature against a laboratory thermometer and calibrated the humidity using a saline solution. I've already included these baseline corrections into the firmware, but if you want to fine-tune your Aura further, you can always set manual offsets here. Screen backlight control and night mode. You can set the display timeout to 30 seconds or a minute, or turn it off on a schedule. The screen will wake up instantly on touch, or, what's more important, it will turn itself on automatically when any sensor enters the red danger zone. Unfortunately, our Waveshare board doesn't have hardware brightness control. That's why I created a software-based night mode using dark colors. Reset and calibration. If something goes wrong, a single factory reset button returns everything to factory defaults. It's practically impossible to brick the firmware. In the calibration menu, you can reset VOC learning and manually calibrate CO2. The latter is only needed for those who literally never ventilate their room. If you ventilate well at least once a week, the sensor will calibrate itself. The rest of the sensors don't need manual calibration at all. And now, exhaust fan control. Aura can autonomously control an exhaust fan via a 0 to 10 volt analog channel using an optional external DAC controller. In manual mode, you set a fixed speed manually and set a timer. In auto mode, the speed changes automatically depending on the sensor readings. All thresholds and speeds are configured in detail on a dedicated web page. If the DAC is not installed, the section simply remains inactive. And finally, visual settings, head status, alert blink, LED indicators, and switching between Celsius or Fahrenheit. We've talked a lot about the software, but let's look inside. How much can you actually trust these numbers? Did you know that according to the WHO, air pollution is linked to 7 million premature deaths every year? The air inside our apartments is often significantly dirtier. The heart of Aura is the Swiss Sensirion SEN66 sensor combo, a serious instrument that measures several critical parameters simultaneously. Firstly, particulate matter, from coarse PM10 dust down to ultrafine PM0.5 aerosols. This is invisible dust, mold spores, smoke, and microplastics that enter your bloodstream directly when inhaled. Secondly, carbon dioxide. At a CO2 concentration above 1000 ppm, our cognitive performance drops by 15 to 20%. Aura will clearly show you when it's time to open a window. This same sensor tracks VOCs and NOx. Spray some deodorant, mop the floor with chemicals, or turn on the gas stove. The sensor will see it instantly. But the base setup isn't the limit. You can add optional sensors to Aura, like the Sensirion SFA30 for measuring formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is an officially recognized carcinogen. It can be emitted for decades from cheap laminate, glue, stretch ceilings, or new particle board furniture. If you've just renovated or furnished a nursery, monitoring this gas is absolutely vital. Unlike cheap alternatives, the SFA30 sensor from the Swiss manufacturer Sensirion doesn't confuse formaldehyde with the smell of alcohol or perfume. It hits right on target. Another crucial optional module is the DF Robot SEN0466 electrochemical carbon monoxide sensor. Carbon monoxide has no color and no smell. It is the silent killer. Our sensor doesn't try to calculate it based on indirect science, it physically counts carbon monoxide molecules in the air. But attention, I am obligated to say this. Aura is a magnificent monitoring tool, but it does not replace a mandatory certified fire alarm. It simply perfectly complements it. And since we are talking about expansion capabilities, we can't forget about the DFR0971 module from DF Robot. This is the very digital to analog converter that turns Aura from a simple monitor into an active controller. It connects via the I2C bus and outputs a control signal from 0 to 10 volts. This is an industrial standard for controlling the speed of powerful fans, range hoods, and ventilation units. To show this clearly, I connected an external analog voltmeter. It's not very precise, but here you can perfectly see the adjustment goes in 10 steps from 0 to 10 volts. With this module, you can automate your ventilation on a professional level. The air gets worse and Aura smoothly increases the ventilation speed on its own. No unnecessary noise and no wasted electricity. Just exactly as much freshness as you need right now. And the most important thing, all these parameters update on the screen in real time. Zero delay. You always know exactly what you're breathing right now. And lastly, the technical foundation. The core is the Waveshare ESP32. Crucial point, you need the version strictly with 16 megabytes of flash memory. Good news, you won't need a soldering iron at all to assemble Aura. The entire modularity is built around standard Grove, Stemma QT, and Quick connectors. Just plug them in until they click. And now for the software. Project Aura is completely open source code on GitHub. Now guys, we need to talk. We have almost 2,000 backers, but only about 20 people watching the project on GitHub. This math is physically hurting my soul. Let's fix this. You'll have to register there anyway. Find Project Aura, hit watch for updates, and give the project a star. It costs you absolutely nothing, but it heavily feeds my developer ego and fuels my late-night coding sessions. Why do you need this? Updates. In every new release on GitHub, I will upload a ready-to-use firmware file. Downloading the file directly from the official release is the most transparent and secure method. So, I'll see you on GitHub. To update Aura, simply download the latest release file, navigate to the System tab on your Aura web dashboard, choose the file, and click Upload Firmware. The whole process takes just about a minute. That's the Aura philosophy. Your home, your data, your rules. A massive thank you to everyone supporting the project. You guys are awesome. Check the links below and subscribe, because in the next video, we build your Aura from scratch with zero solder and pure DIY fun. Any questions? Drop them below. I'm Vladimir Papush. Breathe smart and see you very soon.